at the arena, please be aware of the risk of pucks and other objects leaving the playing surface at any time. Please ensure you are always paying attention to the play, including when leaving or returning to your seat. Thank you.
check. It has been a last month of not a lot of consistency for the Okotoks.
And for Oilers postgame, we're joined by assistant.
As they have fallen a little bit in terms of wins and losses and increased in the goal against department, but tonight they look to keep the ship continuing in the right direction after a big bounce back win over the Camrose Kodiaks. Hello everybody, welcome inside Centennial Arena. Keegan Bartram alongside Mark Frank in just a moment as we welcome you to Okotoks, Alberta for some Friday night Alberta Junior Hockey League action between the Calgary Canucks and the Okotoks Oilers right here on Hockey TV. And Mark, both teams found their way last game with a win each over the Camrose Kodiaks, but in terms of who's the better team right now, the Calgary Canucks are looking very strong at 3-0-1 in their last 4, and they're coming alive.
Yeah, they've done well, and they've, you never know with the Calgary team, right? And you can never count them out. And it's just because it's the Calgary team. But they're missing Lazinski and Hipkin tonight. That's 18 goals on their roster. Cale Sanders has 17. Dustin Barker has 12. If you can contain Dustin Barker and Sanders, the whole team has 23 goals. So I think that's the Oilers' job here tonight is just, you got two guys that you really got to worry about, but Calgary's hot.
And the crazy thing about this is we look at the recent little bit of a slide. We call it a slide because they've set such a good standard for themselves in the early portion of this season. 4-6 since my last game, which came on November 8th, and one of those wins is a forfeit win that they got over the Sherwood Park Crusaders. So when you look at all that, to still be sitting second in the South, you obviously put yourself into a good position to, now you faltered a little bit, but let's get back on the gas pedal.
Yeah, you've got to, the flu went around and nobody really knew and all that kind of stuff, and everybody wanted to keep it hush-hush. The kids were sick and they all went down and had the flu. Everybody got their turn to get sick, and they went through a little bit of a turmoil there, and good on them that they're 4-6 coming out of that mess. And the big thing for them right now, I think, is to get back on track. But, everybody else in the South has not done well. The only team that's doing well right now is Drumheller. I think they're 8-3 in their last 11, and so they're pushing. And, yeah, I always thought Drumheller would be 3rd, 4th, and Black Falls would be a little higher, and Camrose is right where they need to be.
I was going to say, they kind of showed their true colors here as of late.
Yeah, I don't, I got nothing against Camrose. I just, I think, I don't see it all the time. I can't say it's true, but I think they overplay a few players and it gets to be a little bit too much of a season for them, and, you need to recuperate. And that's the nice thing about Okotoks is, they've got a lot of affiliates, they've got a lot of kids on that team, and if you're missing one or two, you're okay.
Last 2 meetings between these two teams have been very close, both coming at the Ken Bracco Arena out of Max Bell Center in Calgary. 4-2 the first one, Okotoks took it against the Canucks, and then the last time it was a 4-3 Canucks win in overtime, which when you look at it, I was at the game, and Okotoks didn't really seem up to par, and their power play just couldn't seem to be anything giving them momentum. And when you come into tonight, speaking of power play, both teams sitting 15-16 in terms of power play in the entire league, so not really an advantage here tonight when you look at the man advantage.
Well, and especially with the guys that you're missing, right? You got Gorley out because he has to feel shame in the stands because he got suspended. You're missing Huck, you're missing Hellier, and you're missing Wolfenberg back there on the point, so you're missing a lot on the power play. And, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work. But you know what Tyler Dice is going to say? He says, well, now's the time for everybody to step up, right? And he's got a full line of forward affiliates dressed for tonight's game. So, their Oilers are short-staffed. So this is not going to be an easy task for them.
And not short-staffed for negative reasons aside from the Gorley suspension. Those 3 names, the Wolfenberg, the Huck, and the Hellier reasoning for being gone, World Junior A Challenge. You can't. When we talked about Tyler Dice, we'll have his thoughts on the process too in pregame, but a very exciting time to be a head coach, knowing that you've moved 3 players onto now a national stage at this level. And as we saw in the preseason, or the pre-tournament they call it out there, Hellier had himself a day with 1 goal and 2 assists. Obviously missed in the lineup here tonight, but a big opportunity for not just the guys in the depth charts of this Okotoks Oilers lineup, but for these young players to even get a chance to maybe make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and you know what? You get an opportunity, and they're not going to stay here. Obviously, they're going to maybe, but they'll be able to show themselves a little bit on the ice time that they get. And you know what? Kudos to Connor Hellier, because you know what? This kid last year was sort of everybody knew he was going to be good kind of a thing, and he was hidden. I mean, you had Singleton and for Pete's sakes, I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Anyway, you had 2 forwards that were the show, and Hellier kind of hid and was kind of pushed back a little bit. And this year, all of a sudden now, and I think that's a good thing for a young kid. You're not you're not the big fish in a little bowl. You're still a little fish in a pretty good bowl, but he got the time to develop. And now you're paying all the, like, he comes out and he kills penalties, and people go, he's a leading goal scorer. What's he doing killing penalties? Well, that was his role last year, and he learned how to kill penalties. And believe me, that was probably the first time he ever killed penalties, but that was his role. Now this year he comes in, he's got the offense, but he's a great penalty killer all of a sudden. So
he's scoring at will on the penalty kill.
Well, I think he's got 4 shorthanded goals. But kudos to Tyler Dice for doing that, and kudos for Connor Hellier for just sucking it up and playing the game.
Here is the head coach and general manager Tyler Dice pregame here against the third meeting for the Canucks. He talks about that young line, and he talks about those guys moving on to the World Junior A Challenge. So here is the head coach and general manager.
Opportunity, and it's going to be awesome to see him out there.
Coach, nothing but
Opportunity.
Tyler, it hasn't been the most fantastic stretch of games for your club as of recent, but you pick up a win in the last one to kind of get back on the right track. Is back on the right track something you guys have been preaching, knowing there is better results on the other side?
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's it's a tough league here, and then obviously, just with everything that's going on, it's just you've got to make sure that you're playing the right way, and the consistency part is what you're kind of looking for as a coach and a team. So, we'll build off that last team, and even those games that we lost, it's not that we weren't playing good games and stuff. We were just on the wrong side of the stick there, and we just got to make sure that we're doing all those little things to get on the right side of it.
Seems as though the goals against has gone up from the standard that you guys had set early on in the season. Has something changed or just not clicked in that D zone as of late that has led to the increase?
Yeah, I think our team defense has got to be a little bit more aware on the sense of what's going on here. And then, I just think it's everything from the coaches to the goalies to the D-men and to the forwards. We just got to make sure that we're dialed in a little bit more on that component of it and take pride in it.
You face the Calgary Canucks here tonight, 3rd time this season versus them. A team that's been finding a way to win a lot as of late. Thoughts on their play and what it will take to get the 2 points here against a hungry Canucks club?
Yeah, they're going to come in here. They always play us hard and tough here, and obviously, they're a good team. So it's going to be a really good battle tonight, and it's a good test for our team here, and looking forward to it.
Tyler, it's always a rewarding feeling as a coach when you see players get opportunities at higher ranks. You have 3 out of the lineup for the next bit at the World Junior A Challenge. Obviously, you'd like those players here, but you have to feel pretty excited for them and that chance out east that they get.
Yeah, for sure. That's why you do the job here is to move these guys on and give them experiences and with their development and stuff. So, it's huge for them. And to be honest, with our team, we've got the depth here. We just need guys now to step up and take those minutes, and it's a good thing.
A full slate of young guys in the lineup tonight. I had the privilege of coaching against them last season, and I know they're the type of players that are ready for the chances here to contribute. You obviously feel the same way, clearly giving them that look in this one here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we know all 4 of them pretty well, and we're just excited for them to have that opportunity, and it's going to be awesome to see them out there.
Coach, nothing but the best, and thanks for this.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, pal.
Head coach, general manager Tyler Dice, and he knows that the team has been struggling. It's not any surprise, but they have been able to rebound. Camrose was a big win. Now shifting the focus here tonight, how important do you think the start is for this team? Because I know how Calgary is, and we'll get to Mike Glosson, the assistant coach, in just a moment. But how important do you think this start is for Okotoks here tonight, back at home, and you have all these young guys. A lot of skill in those young, talented players, but you got to get off and running with all the big names out of the lineup.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's important that they get. They don't have to have a lead or anything, but they have to come out and play well. And you've got a couple of lines, a SPAC line with Huxley and Tapper, Yoders with Rowland and Kinderchuk. Those guys have to go. And then Flint is with Newman and Tibble. So there's three pretty balanced lines. I mean, Tyler's moved the guys around a lot, but I'll tell you what, it's not the start. It's after the second period. This is going to be interesting. When Calgary is leading after the second period, they're 5-0-3. When Okotoks is leading after the second period, 14-0-1. So we'll see what happens. But you know what? I like that interview, and I really like what he, Tyler spread the blame. Wow, spread the blame around. And he even mentioned the coaches. He said he went through the whole team and said it's everybody's responsibility. And you know what, it is. But for a guy to do that, kudos on him, because I would easily, or you could easily say what the real problem was, but you can't, right? And he understands that.
Well, let's hear from the assistant coach for the Calgary Canucks, Mike Glosson, in his first season here in the Alberta Junior Hockey League after joining from the Northwest Flames, Calgary Northwest Flames Association. So here's the assistant coach for the Canucks.
Mike, you guys have found your groove lately, 3-0-1 in the last 4. What has been clicking in that room over the last couple of weeks for your guys' success?
Yeah, I think our guys, they've really bought into the way that we've wanted to play the last couple of weeks. Obviously we didn't get off to the start this season that we wanted to, but over the last couple of weeks, our guys have really kind of dug in. They've really bought into a lot of the stuff that we're doing system and structure-wise, and it's good to see they're starting to get results on the board.
Goaltender Max Prasma was spectacular in his first start since being acquired from Sherwood Park. What do you guys like so much about Max that made you pull the trigger on the veteran netminder?
Yeah, big goaltender, moves well, good angles, really good kid too. Obviously a local kid here from Calgary, and he fit right in with our group right off the bat. I mean, he met us in Spruce Grove, the other night, and we threw him right into the fire right away. And the guys played really well in front of him, but he's already one of the guys in the locker room, so it's good to see.
Couple of big names out of the lineup for Okotoks here tonight. With that being said, some young guns filter in that you are familiar with from your time in the Northwest Flames Association. How important is the start on the road against a team with so many fresh faces?
Yeah, I think we got to get on them early. They've got that one AP line. They got guys like Max Heisey and Brett Wilson there. Two guys I know really well from the Northwest, more than capable players. But I think it's important that we stick to our game plan and we play our game and not get caught up in how Okotoks wants to play. And I think if we do that, then we should be fine.
Last one for you here, Mike. Been a while since I ran into you. Like I mentioned, you were with the Northwest Flames program for some time, and now the switch to the Canucks. How's the transition been for you joining the AJHL in the first half of the season?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's a big learning curve, obviously, and just getting used to the speed and the pace of everything, and some of the finer details that have to go into to every night. But Brad Moran, our head coach and GM, has been unbelievable with me. He's given me lots of opportunity to do lots of stuff, get my hands dirty on a lot of things, and it's been really good. So looking forward to finishing off here before Christmas and moving forward, and it's exciting for sure.
Mike, thanks for the time and best of luck, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
There it is, the assistant coach Mike Glosson for the Calgary Canucks, and he's focused just like his team on the game moving forward, not on what has been happening in the past. They are red hot, and they are ready for a puck drop here between Okotoks for the third time this season. We'll step aside, have Canada, the starting lineups, and the starting goaltenders following will be puck drop between Okotoks and the Canucks here. Third time this season right here on Hockey TV. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Starting lineup presented by Infinite Wealth Management. On the fence, number 3, Rylan Brown. And number 2, Cade Turner. At left wing, number 24, Brad Huxley. At center, number 19, Dean Spath. On right wing, number 18, Jagger Tapper. And in goal, number 31, Parker Saka. Tonight's Future Oilers presented by Sobeys Okotoks. Playing for the Okotoks Raiders, his favorite Oiler is Rylan Brown. Please welcome 8-year-old Logan Crooks. Tonight's Oilers starting lineup is brought to you by Infinite Wealth Management, offering a wealth planning approach integrating specialized tax, retirement, and estate planning needs to small business owners. Fans, tonight's national anthem is presented by Quesada Burritos and Tacos at 420 Big Rock Lane here in Okotoks. For those of you who are able, we now ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and join